Are you tired of being awesome alone? Well, so are we. So come with Tyra and I as we talk about apps, websites, and tools that we love to be creative with. Woo! It's awesome time! Oh, Tyra, guess what?
You can see me this week.
I can see you this week. I can hear you this week. Earth Station Boo got in line at like 8 p.m. and was putting quotes into our chat and just waiting for everybody. It was awesome.
Oh, I love Earth
It was
Station.
awesome.
Boo. I get to say that every week and it makes me so happy.
Shelf Watch. What's up with the shelf?
It's still a shelf.
It's still a shelf, as you point quietly to it.
We have talked about it, and we contemplated this weekend, and then we both realized that the nonprofits that we work with were both gone on Saturday. And then I don't remember what's happening Sunday, but yeah, maybe Sunday. I'm going to hope, because the next weekend we're taking an unscheduled trip out to Raleigh.
So the weekend of the 20th?
Yes. And then I leave to go to Charlotte, where I may be deserting you for July 22nd.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that would be the next directors meeting at DragonCon, directors and volunteers meeting.
No, I'll be there at that.
On the 20th.
On the 20th, because that's Sunday.
Okay.
So we're going to come home. He's going to drop me off, and I'm going to bat my eyes at you to see if he'll drive me home.
Wow. I mean, there's a great pizza place out by you, and there's other stuff. So
it's true. I figured I could bribe you, or if Joe comes down, he literally drives by my exit.
That is true. He is definitely going to be down. Actually, he might. So, okay.
So,
we'll get to it after. We'll get
hi,
into
everybody.
After.
Just welcome to Tyra and Charles Plan Their Life. You thought we were going to talk about apps, but screw that.
Shelf Watch is a metaphor for what's going on inside of our souls that's keeping us from being the creative geniuses that we want to be.
It's true. And I don't know what I'm going to do when Shelf Watch becomes something else.
We're still going to call it Shelf Watch, and we're still going to try to plan our lives and figure things out like every other creative does in the world. And tonight's a special night. Tonight.
Why is tonight special?
Because it's brought to you in part by Earth Station Boo.
Boo.
At the end of the last episode, we're like, hey, you guys get premium rights to request things because you're here live right now. And out came Earth Station Boo with, hey, maybe you talk about stuff about being productive with apps and things like that. And so we did. We are. Here we go. So we are talking about how to make your creative process flow easier. And man, when we go to apps, Tyra, and websites and tools, it's almost a contradiction because you have to take what feels like so much investment and time. It varies to app and place to learn it, to set it up for success, to then you get over that big arc of learning and setting up. Then it's like, okay, now it's automated until it breaks. Right.
Well, and I can break things anytime. I mean, I'm there. I'm going to break it. Or you're going to break it. Let's be honest.
I have broken many a thing for sure throughout all of this stuff. But we've got our favorites. And the more we talked about this, the more we talked about. Oh,
my gosh. It went on for days.
Yeah. We kept adding things. So this is going to be like, welcome to class, everybody. This is the introductory session where we're going to tell you what we're going to tell you in this episode. Then I think we're maybe not every little thing that we bring out, but all the categories might get their own episode where we deep dive into these things.
It's a lot. I mean, I don't even know that we'll get through the list. I mean, it's a good page, almost 2 pages of list.
Yeah. So get your e-ink pens ready, and we're going to rock and roll here.
I am going to talk about that. That's on my list.
So
he's teasing you about one of the things that Tyra's going to talk about.
Actually, it didn't even dawn on me. You were just sharing your passion and love.
I have a lot of
pre-show, and then it's like, Oh wait, that is a tech thing that you probably gotta use.
You
Uh,
know, I might talk about it. I love this thing, but it's you gotta hang. You gotta hang with us.
but
Um,
you do, and you know what passion I hang on to, Tyra.
you have more. You always have a microphone with you.
Okay, that is basically true. I do. But my real passion that I hang on to is Taco Bell. And I hit it the other night and got the grilled cheese steak burrito, and it was wonderful. It was glorious. So everybody go support our good friends at Taco Bell, because one day they're going to sponsor my entire life. I tell you what.
I got nothing. I'm sorry, everybody. I mean, I am not. I mean, we
Well,
will eat at
Tyra,
Taco Bell, but
I got you. I know. But when you're out of ideas, when you're running out of steam, Canva.com has got you, baby. It
oh my
will light
gosh.
up your life with all the illustrations, and Canva.com/be awesome together for a future possibly 100% off code. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, Canva support us, support the digital media track. I don't care. What choose?
You do care. No, choose all. All is the number that we're picking today. You sponsor Tyra, Geek Me Social. You sponsor Be Awesome
I
Together.
I love Canva. It is my jam. It is the thing that because okay, there's
It's
this
your
thing
number one
called a
favorite.
it
Yeah.
is. And you know what's not listed on this list at all, which is shocking and we probably should be ashamed of
Cause, but
ourselves.
she's not tech, so it doesn't count.
No, it wasn't it's Adobe.
Okay,
I
yeah. I
I
use
looked at
some
our list
Adobe
and I was like,
products.
there's no Adobe on there. And the reason is because I hate Adobe because it's I'm blonde and it's confusing. I'm just saying. Um,
I
but
guess
I will
that's
say
fair
this
enough.
about Canva. Canva is simple to use, but to master it and to make it your own, you've got to do some work. And I've been using it since pretty much it came out, I think, or shortly thereafter, like very, very shortly. And I didn't get a chance to show you guys last week, but I'm going to show you this week because I sent it to Charles, and that was not the best decision. Um, so
Are you talking about the style sheet that I ended up getting ready and the video that I played after realizing 5 minutes later I was supposed to play it? That?
yeah, maybe. So let's take a look at what you can do in Canva. Can you add my screen? I can't do anything. I have no permissions.
Uh,
Like so, Earth Station Boo says they like old school Adobe, and we use Canva, and it has come in hand for our merch graphics. Yeah, there's lots of merch graphics. There should be a second screen.
like I can't. You don't have a button at the bottom next to your camera that says
I said
share?
I shared. It's view chat.
Oh, is that
You
the
got to
bottom?
add me
Okay,
to
I
the
see it
screen.
now. Okay.
Yeah, we think we know how to operate tech. We really don't. Um, so
I'm just trying to keep up with the Tinkerbell.
I'm all over the place. I
I'll make
had
you sure you're live.
Oh my gosh. Okay, total side note. My 15th wedding anniversary was this past week, which is nothing compared to Charles. Charles and his wife have been together forever. But we bought a bougie espresso machine where you literally press a button and it makes cappuccino that I don't have to put sweetener in. It is
Wow,
glorious.
nice.
I've had a cup and a half today, so a double shot and then a single shot probably, and I'm on my second glass of unsweet iced tea. So good luck, Charles, on keeping up because I'm going to be flying. So fueled by a little bit of caffeine and a lot of ADHD. So this is actually our one sheet. It's all about Be Awesome Together, who we are, how you can find out about us, and I created it all in Canva. And then I also created our style guide in Canva. And you can just do so much. Oh my gosh, you can do so much. I love Canva. Anyway, so I wanted to share this because I'm still proud of it and I think it's pretty.
It's good. It is
So,
pretty.
so that's my bid for why you should use Canva. Plus, the free edition is really good. And later on, I'll give you some hints and tricks to get around their paywall if you have a free account.
Now, I say they're paying for it is worth it.
Oh, yeah.
If you are going to use it all the time. I am up and down in my creative process over the year, so there's definitely months of the year that I've paid for the premium and done a lot of work, and then there's times when it just falls off, and I go ahead and drop it back down to the free.
Yeah.
And I go for months on the free tier, and it's like, how much of a pain point is it? That's the question for me. Is like, okay, I can Adobe. actually has a free website that can remove backgrounds, and it's one of the better ones that's out there. So I don't
didn't know
need to pay
that.
for the premium for Canva. Yeah, I was looking for alternatives. There's
I need that for my students. Charles, share with the class.
all right, I'll look it up. I'll look up the link.
He's
in a
going to
second.
look it
I
up,
will. I
and we're
will.
going to put it in there.
'Cause I just have it bookmarked. So I have to go. I'll find my bookmark and I'll share it here. There was another one a long time ago I used to use called like backgroundrm.com or bgremove.com, something like that. It's okay for a free online service. Canvas is really,
really
honestly, Canvas is probably better than Adobe's free version, the but on Canva you pay for it. So I was like, okay, if I can be okay removing backgrounds, what else do I need? And there was a point in time in the year where like I really want the premium designs, because when I design, I'm more of a mockingbird, right? I will take what you do and make it my own. I
Yes.
say, oh, I love the shapes of everything. So now let me remove things, change colors, remove that little thing, whatever, as opposed to taking a blank canvas and going. I've done the blank canvas thing.
I do both.
2 or 3 times maybe in the 10 years or whatever, 5 years, whatever it's been with Canva. But I'm not a blank canvas kind of guy typically. My favorite is Reaper. And that is actually for the podcast. If you're listening, that is what I record on the audio every week. I record it on Reaper. It does so much. It's like all the people who help design the big boy stuff, Adobe, Audacity, I believe is what Adobe has.
Oh, I love Audacity.
Yeah.
Was our go-to back in the day.
And Pro Tools is another one by Sonos. I think it makes Pro Tools. Those are what's called industry standards. It's like all the people who helped develop the industry standards decided to help build this open source. It's basically free, and I'll explain what that means in a second. But it's open source software called Reaper, and it, for my brain, it works. And there's so many great tutorials out there, so many great content creators who do tutorials on how to use it. If you're looking for anything, you can literally go to YouTube and go, how to remove silence on or background noise on Reaper, or how to fill in the blank on Reaper, and somebody will have a video out there for you. Reaper has lots of stuff. It's my go-to audio editor, and it does, I use it for converting videos and different things as I need. It does some video editing, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But I have another one and here's why it's basically free. There are no locked out controls.
Right.
All you have to do when you download it for your trial, it's like, hey, we get it. You might be a broke person, you a creator, whatever, getting started. You just have to do the honor system, which it makes you count down from like 8 seconds. It says, hey, Reaper's not free, but we get you. And please go buy a license. And if you just wait for it to count down every time it will count down. And I like it better in GarageBand. It flows better for me. Station Boo asked, how's it compared to GarageBand? And we'll get into more details later.
Yeah.
We'll
talk about our preferences.
So if you really are broke and need it for free, you can just wait that extra, let's call it 10 seconds, and then you have access to everything. Or you can pay $60. You have to make a very high amount of money specifically from what you're editing before it's a pro license. And I want to say $60 for the regular license, $120 for the pro.
That's not bad.
And it covers not 1 year, Tyra, not 2 years. It covers 2 full upgrades. So if you buy it at 7.2 point whatever, let me tell you, the first time I paid, I went 8 years before they went,
years?
hey, we need another $60. I went, take my money. And I haven't paid again. I've done a total of $120, and I got it pretty early on in my digital media career, and we know I just hit 20 years last year. So most of that 20 years, I've only paid twice for Reaper, and it's fantastic.
Well, and we're going to have links to all these things. I dropped the link for Reaper in our private chat because I can't post it.
Yeah, okay, I'll pop it out there.
And we're going to have, I don't know where it'll be housed. We'll have to figure that out because we don't have our website up yet. But we will have show notes someplace that have links to all the things that we're talking about.
We did launch, we did build a Discord server today.
We
but
did.
It's not out to the public yet because it really is just a template server. I
It
just
is.
put the link in for the Adobe, which is adobe.com/express/feature/image/remove-background. And that will also be in the notes.
Awesome, because I can't
there.
remember all that.
Right. No, but I put it out there for somebody
Oh,
listening on
there
the
it is.
podcast. They
I
can
see it.
rewind it or whatever.
I'm a little blonde tonight.
What? Okay.
I'm blonde all the time.
And then yeah,
Anyway,
Reaper.fm is where you get Reaper from.
yeah. So we'll make sure to mention all of those. So we're going to talk about GarageBand in just a moment. So we've made the transition from StreamYard to TalkStudio. And Charles, how do you feel about that transition?
It's all right. Okay. StreamYard, before they got purchased out, nickel and dimed you a little too much. I did not like how much more they wanted to charge for 1080p. But you get all these extra things. Most people don't need all the extra things, but a lot of us want that 1080p.
Yeah.
You know, that very crisp video, the nice video to get put up. And I felt like it was worth the money at $250 a year, which is a lot of money for a license for creativity, right? By using it across multiple shows and did multiple things, it got more and more polished. Although it did cause me some issues as they were having growing pains. They caused me growing pains on my shows. Swapping over to TalkStudio was $190
Much
for
cheaper.
Ultra. Actually, it's Streamlabs. Yeah, much cheaper. It's Streamlabs Ultra, so it's TalkStudio plus the podcast editor, which I don't use, but it's there. I've used it to transcribe things. There's a clip editor, which is not AI based, but it lets you set up the framework for a clip from your video to put out on social media. There's a bunch of other things that Streamlabs has. It all comes together. So for a flat yearly fee, it was $190. Much cheaper than even regular StreamYard. But then when StreamYard went up to $440 or something, I can't afford it. I would honestly feel much better hosting clients on StreamYard and doing some cool recordings that way than on TalkStudio. But for a mid-range economical version, TalkStudio has been okay.
Yeah, I mean, he screams frequently. Just letting y'all know.
It gets frustrating. Like right now, we're having an issue with it not wanting to recognize our YouTube channel. It'd be awesome together. It's like, each week I come back to it and goes, if you you may have just started streaming, whatever, you give it 24 hours. Well, I've given it a week. And so I went in and checked all the settings. Like, well, maybe it's because I connected before it had permission. So I disconnected our account tonight, reconnected. It won't. It keeps wanting me to do the advanced features on YouTube, which means I got to upload a driver's license or something to them. But the advanced features aren't streaming. Streaming's in the medium features, and YouTube's saying we're good. So maybe I have to do something with my phone first and just show that we're going to live stream, then maybe TalkStudio. It's okay. Is my long-winded answer, Tyra, to say with our jump over, I wish the price had been better because I was prepared to pay the $250 for StreamYard. Then it almost doubled. There have been times, Tyra. Sorry, I know you're about to go. There have been times when I'm like, maybe I could sell some blood because maybe that 440 is worth the peace of mind sometimes. But I do also remember I had issues with StreamLabs or StreamYard.
So I use StreamYard. I was set to cancel because the insane price jump, as our station booth says, and a lot of people did jump to Riverside. There were things about Riverside. It's almost as expensive as StreamYard. Just so you know, once you get to a certain level at Riverside, it's like maybe $50 cheaper. It wasn't worth it. StreamYards is just freaking easy to use.
It is.
But if you have it and you do not want to pay that price, cancel, and they will offer to give it to you for more than half off.
Yeah.
For 6 months. So I have it in my thing to cancel again in 6 months, and I'll let you know what happens. The thing with Riverside is that the overall price is cheaper. Like for the pro account, it's $24 or $280, $88 for streaming. It's 15 hours of multi-track recordings, but it does not have live in that price. You have to, in order to get live, you've got to pay for that as well. And I think that's another $10 on top of that, if I remember correctly. So once you add that on, I was just like, it's more, it's almost as expensive. So anyway, we have not found one that we're completely happy with. I don't think. I think we're safe in
Right.
saying that.
No, we are, and I talked, threatened the universe, I guess, with doing it myself, doing OBS,
Oh,
and setting that up, which I can do, and I was playing with and got some things set. It took me a couple hours, and I wasn't super happy with it, but it is something that I can basically control. Like I
do
can really get my fingers in and tweak how much I'm sending to YouTube. Go ahead, ask
do
your
you
question.
want to explain what OBS is?
It stands for Open Broadcast Software, and it is a free software platform for you to broadcast or live stream to any and every one of the services out there. I believe it actually even goes to TikTok, and it'll even let you do a TikTok format to where it puts the cameras up and down, so you can format it correctly to stream there. It's free, but you do have it's like learning to change the oil and the tires and some belts on your car and spark plugs, right? These
Yep.
are things that I've heard you can do at home. And like, no, I'd rather just drive my car. That's the online versions. I just want to drive the car. I want to jump in the studio. I use OBS for my Metron Sunday broadcasts. And I love that how much I've learned with it of tweaking how much I can send so I know how I can make my picture look really good and what to send on audio and control it separately and make it sound really good at the same time. That's really cool versus like we no longer record through TalkStudio here. Like we don't let it record the video at all. The video gets recorded on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and wherever else it is, right?
Right.
Because it's one of those deals. Now, here's the other thing. StreamYard would record it without uploading it. It would record to the hard drive,
Yeah.
and it would not upload it. It would never mess with the data, and that's what bothers me about TalkStudio. Is like I could not do a 1080p because I was recording and it was uploading instantly. And I heard Riverside does the same thing. And it's like, so OBS is more of the do-it-yourself kind of situation. StreamLabs has its own version for free as well, the StreamLabs desktop. But it is StreamLabs one is definitely built for gaming. OBS is pretty easy to do whatever you want with it, record, broadcast. And I like that. Um,
So
yeah,
I
go ahead.
found Meld, and we never looked at this one.
I
That
don't.
our
I've heard this. I've not heard of Meld.
And so I just putting a link in our show notes so that will be out there for everybody. And it's Meld Studio. Stream with confidence will handle the complexity because Tyra cannot do the complexity. Like sweet TV Travis. Travis offered to show me how to do it, and I was in tears just thinking about doing it because I knew that if something went wrong, I couldn't fix it. You know.
Why? So this is like OBS then,
Yeah, it looks like that. Go live with perfect audio, flawless video, and
huh?
cutting edge performance.
And I'm looking at so it looks like it gives some of the features that we like on
Oh, and
the
you
online platforms.
download.
So yeah, it's going to be a desktop download, but it does look like
It's
it
got
lets
Mac
you
OS.
transform. Yeah. So all right, cool. So see, this is why we do these in the format that we do these in, so that I do for those of you watching later,
Yeah.
and for those of you that are listening to the podcast, you still can jump in, email us, beawesometogether@gmail.com, and let us know what you found or ask questions. We'll be happy to circle around in other episodes and talk about these things again. But if you're here live on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, as of this recording, because every once in a while, every 3 years, we change the date.
Yes.
But
Once a year.
if you come out live, you can absolutely ask questions like this and suggest stuff because Meld looks really
Ooh.
cool.
It's free. Is it really free? Where's the? I got to figure that part out.
OBS is free and it's 100% free. And it's like, people can donate. It's an open source type of project type of deal. And OBS has always been free. And I think
This
they,
is
they
awesome.
always will. So Meld might absolutely.
We'll be looking at that because
Yeah.
I need options, is what it is. She's yet to pay. So awesome. So I'm going to look at that. I
Cool.
do use GarageBand if I'm recording, if I'm not recording like live streaming like here, if
Right.
I'm recording something or if I have done a podcast with just myself, I'll record it in GarageBand and use that to edit because I'm a Mac girl living in a Mac world and GarageBand is in a Mac world. So it's something that my brain understands and I know how to clip things. It's simple, but it'll get
Yeah.
the job done and
No,
it's free.
absolutely. I enjoyed GarageBand. I left it at the point in time where you could not insert tools, and I needed to install some tools, and that's what ultimately. And this was back when I got in Reaper. So you're talking about 15 years ago. So I don't know what they do today, but even you and I, not this Southern Fried, but I think the year ago, Southern Fried, you just gotten your wireless newer mics.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, cool. We're playing with your laptop. And I just popped it right into your laptop and you know, mic and split the tracks on GarageBand because that's what's on your laptop. Went, oh, cool. And now I had your microphone recording and my microphone recording separate. It's a fun little experiment. There's a lot of tools in GarageBand. It's easy to use. If you just want a little bit more, you go to Reaper,
Yeah.
and then the next step up for somebody. Now, I personally think it's on par for the most part with the big boys, but I don't know. I think the big boys can do other stuff. So you want to jump up to the highest level? You've got
Apple Studio.
it's it's not called Studio.
Logic
it's close.
Pro.
Logic Pro. Thank you. Yes, Logic Pro is Apple, and Pro Tools and Adobe
Yep.
Audition will also
Adobe
run on
Audition.
there. Yeah.
And we have a friend, Mike Faber, does a lot of his editing in Adobe Audition. And it has a lot of AI that helps you take out some pauses and
And I've
ums
heard
as-
some of that. Like Kurt was playing with it because he had the subscription, and he showed some samples of, and it doesn't always work perfectly like any AI, but it was
Right.
okay, decent.
Which, okay, so let's move. So we kind of talked about where you can record. I think, did we hit everything? You
We
can-
got Zoom versus Teams. Zoom all day long. Teams is
Zoom.
wacko.
Zoom,
Teams is
I would
wacko.
agree. But I still don't like Zoom to record in. I prefer something like this. Even if I'm off air
Okay.
recording, I
Why?
still it's easier. Like with Streamlabs, when I would have guests that I was recording for my online class, I would still have them come into StreamYard because I could put their names, I could change the background, I could add a PowerPoint, and it was all so much easier
Okay.
than Zoom. Zoom, it's like, where the frack is the button? Same thing with Teams. Where the frack is the button?
And Teams doesn't like to work with everything. I had lots of issues where one day my camera and microphone would work, and an hour later, after I've turned the Teams off and come back in,
Yep.
it's like, nope, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Or it shows it's working. It's a mess. I don't like Teams for recording. And then I have a bonus one called Audio Hijack that we can circle back around
Oh
to.
yeah, do you want to talk about Audio Hijack?
So it is, you know what, we might go in depth on the Patreon version, but it is, the Surface version is very much, it's by Rogue Amoeba, is a company that makes it. They make a number of cool audio things. This is the only one I particularly use because it does everything I need. And when I tell you, it will you can do anything you want with it on a Mac only, but you can do anything you want with it. You can do anything you want with it. It's very quick to, one, they have a bunch of templates, so you'll love that, Tyra. They have a bunch of templates. Say, hey, are you broadcasting somewhere? Are you trying to stream to YouTube? Are you trying to record your MP3? What are you trying to do? And it'll set you up with,
Nice.
I don't even know what they call them, but they're squares, basically. Or I just like to start with a blank template and go, okay, add a microphone. Drop, just like anything else on Mac, right? Drop down. Oh, there's my soundboard right there. Boom, done. Cool. Also,
love it.
I want to record. Boom, here's the MP3 block. And then I draw a chain from one to the other. And boom, MP3 is going to record. Oh, and I had Tyra. Tyra's on Zoom. Grab Zoom audio as a separate square. Put it up to the chain of the recording. So it's going to be recorded and broadcast. But I don't need to hear myself back in a delay, so I can set up headphones and then only put your audio to the headphones. I mean, you can do so many different things that are just literally drop the box in, drop down, and then make sure the line you want touches.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to try Audio Hijack. And Earth Station Boo said, Zoom seems to work well for my guests since I can save individual audio and video, although we don't use the video yet, which is
So,
absolutely true.
That's
Same thing as
actually,
StreamYard, by the way.
It's similar. It's okay. You can absolutely get audio tracks separately. Video, I did learn the hard way the other day. You do have to go into the settings and tell it what type of video you want to record, but it won't be separate video for every person. You can get the side-by-side view, which is what I need to be able to edit my videos right. It defaults to speaker view, which means I'm speaking, my face is there, as soon as Tyra starts speaking, her face is there. That is very hard to edit into a podcast. I'm gonna have to figure out. Well, podcast easy, but video that I'm gonna put up on my channel, that's gonna be hard to do. So once you set the settings right, you absolutely can get something that you can then manipulate to be individual video recordings, but it's not actually individual. But I like it. I like that feature. I like it good.
So there we go. See, Charles knows these things. I don't.
And we basically
it has to be as easy as possible for me. Because if it's not easy, if I'm gonna get frustrated or I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, I just don't do it.
That's where we balance. Like literally the other day, we were just talking ideas. All of a sudden, she's hitting me with pages of art on Canva. I'm like, holy crap! And I know it's the same balance with me in audio or stuff like that. It's like, oh, hold on a second. Okay, how about this? And you're like, it would take me hours to figure out even how to load the program. I get it. I can go into Canva and take a hammer and I can do okay. But you're gonna architect that thing.
I know Canva. I've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I Hulk smash other things though.
Yeah, I always Hulk smash. It's the best smash. But one of the underlying themes is how my brain works. Right? Yeah. Earth Station Boo said it. I think you said it. I know I've said it. And that's the key to finding. It will not make you more productive if you're fighting with it all the time.
Oh yeah, no.
And I will tell you, any spicy neuro person will tell you, whatever makes your brain happy is worth paying for.
Oh, yes.
And that works for software as well. I debated StreamYard. I wasn't as hard to do things. The pain wasn't big enough for me to go, okay, I'll pay the extra money to StreamYard.
Right.
But if you took away all my pain and made it easier, and the only thing that hurts my wallet, I'd rather my wallet hurt than my heart hurt. So.
Oh yeah, because if it's going to keep me from doing it, then that's not good. Like if it's going to stop me from, because I get frustrated and I don't know what to do, and which is why I didn't go the OBS route, because I knew when Travis like, oh, I can teach you out. I was like, yeah, but what happens when things go to crap and you're not here?
Yeah.
And Tyra has to figure it out.
Same Photoshop. I've tried to dabble in Photoshop or GIMP or any of the things that are on that level.
Yeah, no.
And my brain's like, Canva, I get it enough that I can feel like I look pretty. That's all I need.
No, 100%. I've had so many Photoshop classes because I used to take my students to a class on campus as part of my advanced social, and we would go take this Photoshop class. I have taken that Photoshop class probably 4 times.
Wow.
I still can't remove a background without looking at notes, people. It's too many.
No, right? Yeah.
It's too much.
But I've watched people where it clicks with their brain like,
oh,
wow,
yeah.
you're
100%.
You're the Matrix, man. You're just moving things around. It's crazy.
Before
I forget, as we move into the next thing, tonight's improved lighting is thanks to Kaz. She asked her because I like compliments, like, how do I look? And how's my everything look? She's like, well, your face is a little dark. So I got up, adjusted the lighting a little bit, and I came back, and there it is. She's right. So thank you, Kaz.
I didn't get to adjust my lighting at all, so.
Yeah, you always look good. I don't hear it.
Oh, I love you, but no.
So for editing, we already talked about Reaper. And GarageBand. StreamLabs there's a pod, as I said earlier in the Ultra, or you can buy it separate. There is a podcast editor, and it does video and everything. They loosely use the term podcast editor, but for this, I would absolutely, if Tyra didn't have a me in her life, I'm like, you need this, Tyra, because you can either record directly in it. It's an online platform. Again, you don't get to download anything, which can be what it is. But I haven't tried it for any recording. I don't know how that works. Usually, I think what they suggest is basically you do TalkStudio, record your stuff, then download it and put it into Podcast Studio, or just upload your audio. Now, audio, I'm pretty sure it'll record straight. But I use that as a transcription. When it's a video that I have that's not off of YouTube where it's automatically transcribed, I can upload it as part of the a lot of times they'll say you have so many credits. As many times as I've transcribed a video using this tool since we paid for it, I haven't had one thing going, hey, you're going to have to re-up or slow down this month or anything.
Oh, that's good.
But you upload the video, in this case, it will put it off to the side and it transcribes everything and it breaks it out with dots and spaces to make it easy to see. So you go, oh, I can watch it and it'll follow like a it'll caption as well, which I don't usually use because I'm just trying to get a transcription. It'll do some auto cuts for you. I haven't tried that, but
Oh.
it'll say, hey, let's take out the pauses and the filler words, those kind of things. I'm not sure what else it'll do with that. It does not do clips. Clips is still manual. I tried it. It's still
Gotcha.
but you have the transcript right there. If you're watching that, oh, I don't like that. When Charles said you have the transcripts, I want to cut that out. You just go to the words, highlight it, delete the words. It'll cut the video for you. It'll edit by text.
There's one guy. So Anthony was I'm teaching this class on streaming, and Anthony Vito came on. Lovely Anthony, one of our volunteers, and he suggested something called Descript.
I've heard of it, but I don't know it.
And it looks sexy as all gets out. I mean, it's something that I may look at because you can edit using a transcript, just like you just talked about. But it's got other things that you can do. It does captions and transcriptions, and it does a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to look at it. I'm going to let everybody know what I think, but he loves it. And you can do text-based editing, green screens, eye contact, studio sound. So I'm
I've
interested
heard
to see.
eye contact can be kind of weird.
Oh, well, that's
Well,
we'll find
well,
out.
only if you're like watching it live, like because your eyes are over here. Like I'm looking up at my screen,
Right.
Yet it'll make it look like I'm at the camera, and it just throws people off a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a cool idea. I haven't seen it myself.
So I haven't used that, but it has like it's $16 for a hobbyist per person month, billed annually, which, okay, fine. But it's Wordmark free, 10 transcription hours per month, 30 minutes per month of AI speech and stock AI speakers and custom voice clones. Sounds frightening, but I'm going to try it, I think. We'll find out.
Okay, I like that. I was gonna look. I put in the link for Streamlabs Ultra, which of course is this huge weird
I was very
link.
saying.
It can't just be easy.
Did you Google it and then click on a link?
No, that's their actual link on their actual site.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's not good.
yeah.
So that's bad. So yeah, we'll back away from that and not explain why it's bad, but it's bad. Let's just go with that. So yeah, I'm gonna try Descript and see how it does. So once you edit, what do you got to do next? Do you have something else with edits?
I just found with Podcast Editor, it is 40 hours upload, which I believe is a month. I don't believe it's the whole thing. It's a month. Because on the free version, there's 1 hour upload. And there are free versions of most of the tools that are in Ultra. All right, so on the next, so we did edits.
So
Now
I
we're
will
talking
say that Groove is for Life is with us, and he said, "Boo AI," which mostly I agree with, but I do use it for some things.
Look, you can either, and I get the point. We're not getting to the debate of where it's stealing from people, whatever. But if you get AI that can help you flow your process, and I would never, and not me literally, but in the scenario here, I would never be able to pay for it because this is my hobby and I want it to be the best I can be, but I don't have the money. I'm never going to hire somebody to edit it for me. So that's where I think some of these things come into play. And you notice so far tonight, I've not once yet mentioned ChatGPT.
But it's coming, people.
It's coming. But all of my stuff is stuff I can do myself all the way down. And then some things that I think would help people. So creative tools, of course, you love the Canvas.
I love the Canva. You know that. You use CapCuts, and you just used edits. We talked about edits last week. It's the Instagram program like CapCuts. And one of these Tyrus has got to learn how to use because I don't do video. And
you'll love it. It's super easy.
So tell us about your experience with edits.
Let me hit CapCuts real quick.
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
That is the one made directly by ByteDance, which owns TikTok. It's a TikTok app. Started off great, but as is the truth with anybody who really hits the ground running hard in their first, they now charge for everything that's worth doing in their app. No fault to them. I don't blame them. I'm not going to do enough with things in this world. Like captions, right? I can find captions cheap, you're free rather, somewhere else. That's really all I use my editor for. Every once in a while I'll cut some things, but for the most part, it is just captions and gluing. I don't need all of that. So I get it. If you want to be that influencer and you're doing all these really cool things that makes your video look cool and people click on it, cool, pay for that. But it is CapCut is one of the top editors. Edits is by Instagram because that's the biggest other thing about being first is once you're successful, the big boys will come for you and they'll do it for free. And Instagram launched Edits. I love it. It is everything I wanted in CapCut. Again, caveat being I'm a cut and paste guy. I want to be able to take my videos that I make. I do everything live to tape, quotey fingers. So I record it in a take or delete the video, record it in a second take. But everything I have is styled. So then all I need to do is glue it together as one good video, maybe put a transition in or two, but not usually, and caption it. So if you want to do more, I don't know. Edits, I'm sure, is competing, but they probably aren't on the level of CapCut yet. But Tyra, I'm telling you personally,
this is my jam.
Easy. It is. You got the video, you tap the video. Right where you tap it, you can hit split, and it'll cut it. And then you can go where you want and split. And then you just tap it and hit delete. It'll take it out and smooth it together.
I'm going to love that.
Easy.
So bring it on.
Earth Station Boo says, Meta copying others successful again. Yeah, that you're not wrong.
They have a way of doing that. But they also sometimes take it and make it better. Like
And in this case, it's like, you give me what I need for free. And that's the basics. If you want me to use your app, that's the basics. I even did on the end of CapCut. I really do actually like their closing screen where it does the CapCut logo, and then you can put whatever text you want. So I used to put my link tree underneath it, and it gave it a real, almost professional ending to it. Promoting CapCut consistently, and I don't know.
Well, and then there's just you gotta have stuff that does not have watermarks on it, regardless of what you're using. If you're creating videos, you really do need them to not have watermarks. Because if they do, they're going to be downgraded.
But Edits was great. Clips, I think, was the other one you mentioned to me.
Yep.
Sucks.
Sorry.
I hated it. It was like, I don't even remember if you said Apple made it or who made it, but it's like, we're not really going to try to compete. We're just going to throw something out and see if somebody does something with it.
It's Clips was out long before both CapCut and Edits. They have not developed
Yeah, that is the word. This egg is undercooked.
Yes, I'll put
it's raw, you donkey. All right, sorry.
That was bad. Okay, so has anybody out there heard about Camtasia besides Charles and I? We're waiting.
Yeah, we'll wait. You got 3 weeks to write in. We'll sit here.
I can't. I got to teach tomorrow. Okay, so Camtasia is a software that I bought because it's used in educational settings. And the software that the school gave me sucked. And by sucked, I mean that I would upload my video, it would stop halfway through, and it would delete my video.
Wow.
Oh, yes. That horrible,
Hulk
Charles.
Smash.
Hulk Smash. Hulk went and bought her own Camtasia version because she got so pissed. I was like, school doesn't own this. So I love Camtasia. You can record in it. You can edit in it. You can put overlays. Charles, you've used it, I think, for education as well.
Oh, my goodness. I use it for everything. And it makes sense because I came to it through the EMT school.
Yep,
and
I
just thought maybe he found it because it's education, whatever, but that's what he taught me to use. And I used his for a while, and he had the plan where it kept upgrading. When I started my own thing 3 or 4 years ago, I went ahead and bought my own copy, and it's 2023, I think, is the one I use.
Yep.
Because up until maybe last year, you could buy a copy.
You could just buy it. It was awesome.
And I get it because they still updated it. They still were putting stuff out. But it's like, look, we're consistently update these things and get it to you. I haven't looked at what the membership costs, but if it's like this, there was another video program that I used that can't Wirecast. It was. Again, it hasn't really developed, but because it comes from the old school world of using everything to broadcast on TV, and it kind of gave you that in a digital format. Well, when they went to a subscription format of $99, because it was like $500-$600 to buy it, like you would expect, and have it, and then it'd last for so long, and then so many years, and they wouldn't support it anymore, and you'd buy another one for a discount. They went to a subscription model, and it was $99 a year. I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. We'll pay you $99 a year to keep the updates coming. Easy peasy. Now I actually use OBS in that situation. So in that sense, Camtasia, I haven't looked at the subscription, but if it makes sense to me, I like new things. I like that they're coming out with new things all the time. I just learned the other day. Now, keep in mind, I'm using the 2023 version. That's the last version I bought.
Of
so
Camtasia?
I've been using. Yeah. Now I was using it before then, but that's the version I bought. That's what I'm using. It took me to last week, I think it was, of 20. So that was first week of July in 2025 to realize they had all kinds of stuff in their media that could put bottom thirds and motion backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh crap! I've been driving a Ferrari like it's a Yugo, man.
It has so much on it, like I don't use, but it is unfortunately. Camtasia Create is the newest thing with everything plus text-based video editing, AI-generated script from a prompt, audio cleanup, 200 plus voices and styles, but all of which scares the crap out of me, is $200 per year. Their essential, which is what we've basically been using, is $144 a year. So it's not the cheapest option, is what I'm going to say.
I agree with you. It's not the cheapest option. I think somebody was posting. Oh no, that's some banning we need to do over TikTok.
I'm trying to get into Twitch right now.
Yeah, me either. I said TikTok, but you know what I meant. Twitch.
I knew what you meant. I'm with you.
So here's the thing. I want to say Camtasia was $250 for. Now, okay, you can argue all day long. Sure. In 2023, I spent like $250 to buy it, and today I am using it to its fullness. Like they updated it for years. I get that.
It was worth it.
So 144 a year. I don't know what it'd be if they were selling it specifically. But yeah, I don't know. It's a thing, right? It's a thing. And it's fine.
I mean, if you really use it, like if I hadn't moved on to other things, I would get Camtasia again. But I did move on to other things.
Oh, do tell about the other things.
Well, I just use StreamYard. So even when so the other thing you can do, like if you're a teacher, instead of going into Camtasia and sharing my screen and doing the PowerPoint voiceover, I can do that in PowerPoint now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, some of the things. Now, I don't know that I have access to PowerPoint anymore, but when I did have it, I get that. So that is something else that you're talking about. Like as other tools come up and support those things, because now they call them cameos, I think, in the PowerPoint, and you can do that.
Yeah.
That's
you can put
cool.
your face. You can not put your face. You can do all that, and
you can shape it and play with it. I dabbled the other day with somebody's. It's really cool.
So I just want to shout out to Groovis for Life because I cannot get on my Twitch to do things. So I appreciate you very much for taking care of some stuff for us.
Yeah. I did Google it. According to Google, which we know is not always correct, it does say you can still buy a one-time perpetual license for a standalone price of $300. This allows you to own the software and install on 2 machines for Camtasia.
They don't have that on their website.
So again, it's the AI Google. I just Googled it. You know how AI pops at the top. That's what it said. And then, I have a link here that says, I'm going to click on it. Buy Camtasia.
He's clicking on just varied links out there. If he gets hacked, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing the best I can.
No, it's a Google link to Camtasia itself. It's TechSmith. Killing me, Smalls.
I am short compared to you.
Why can't I? So, yeah, even the link that does... Stop it. That does say it. Like the link I clicked on, it says, $2.99, you can buy it. It's not showing me that option, at least not easily yet.
Yeah, no, it's not. So it's lovely. It works great. We both loved it. I do not have a subscription to it. I can still use my old software though.
Right.
But it is what it is.
And then you can piece it together by other things. And that's it. Find your path. I'm still going. Maybe I'll buy the monthly subscription to have all the new tools. Maybe I'll just stick out what I have. And Tyra obviously will find PowerPoint and everything else she does.
Yeah.
Find your own path. Images.
Oh,
You've got a couple here.
I've got a couple things. Okay, so if you have Canva, but you do not have Canva Pro, and you find a photo that you really love, and not the graphics, but the photos, and it's one that's
Yeah,
behind
photos.
if behind a paywall, what I want you to go do is look at Unsplash, Pixabay, and Pexels, and all of these will be in our show notes. Unsplash is my favorite one. It's unsplash, I think, .com. Yes, let me see if that's
Okay, I
correct.
did find
Yes.
Pexels. It's in my Pexels in my bookmarks.
Yeah, and Pexels is great too. They all have free Creative Commons photography photos in there. So
Yeah.
it's great. And I love them, all three of them. Unsplash is my favorite.
Yeah, I
They
had it. I don't know where it went.
they will have ones that will pop up with from stock photos. I just ignore those and I never use them. But a lot of
Oh,
times
there it is.
the photo that Canva will come up with is actually from Unsplash or Pixabay or Pexels. So look there first is what I'm going to tell you because you may be
Yeah.
able to get it there and just upload it to Canva to use
And
using the upload feature.
I loved. I found Unsplash through my research assistant the other day, or a week or two ago. And yeah, man, it found some cool stuff. And what I love about it is, yes, if I really am in love with a photo, it'll actually do the whole thing with Getty or stock photos and let you buy that photo and make it seamless. But there's so many user supplied great photos, and it says, "Hey, give them a thanks," and lets you hit the button right there to go to your
Yes.
outlet of choice, Facebook, whatever, and say, "Hey, thanks to Earth Station Boo for providing this awesome photo," and it really just shows some love. And some of them even have a link that says "available for hire," so you can get them. So I'm thinking about donating some photos up
It's a
there.
great place. I like it's my favorite out of these. Pixabay is one that my students turned me on to. Pexels has been around for a while. And there's another one called Morgue Files. Uh, Morgue
Okay, that
Files,
sounds sketchy.
I know, it does. Let me check and make sure they're still. So don't go to morgue.com, type in Morgue Files. And then it's morguefile.com, no S. And it's free stock photos, images that you can use for commercial use. And
Oh,
it
I'm
has
glad
the
you said that. Make sure whatever you use, it
yes,
says you can use it for commercial use.
yes, 100%.
But I'm not making money. But it doesn't
Doesn't
matter. You're
matter.
putting it out as yeah.
Yeah, so we could not do that. But it will have some of the strangest shit. So I was doing some nonprofit work, and they needed some stuff for prescription meds, keeping them away from your kids, overdosing, things like that. So try to find free, because we're free in the nonprofit world, pictures of drugs.
Yeah, and
And
just Googling it, let me tell you, you can get into trouble.
yeah,
And
don't do
I
that.
I came from the Wild West where nobody cared forever. And my show didn't make a ton of money. This is under Success Freaks. And we had already retired the show and moved on for years. And I got not just a cease and desist letter, but hey, this it's a lawyer out of England. I Googled him, I looked up everything. It was legit. And whoever owned the license to one photo that we used on one episode album cover, that was up there. It didn't matter how many downloads, whatever. We published it without having the
Oh,
rights. It was a negotiated rate of like $400. It was a very light slap on the wrist, $200, something like that. My partner split it with me. But yeah, it was a hard learned lesson of like, hey, that happened 3 to 4 years ago, and the algorithm got good enough to where they could just send out searches on the web for recognition. And they were right. We 100% without intent to steal, without any of that stuff, because we're all like, but we'll give them credit. We're good people. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
So the fines can be quite up there. Hefty is the word I was looking for.
Yeah. So make sure that it's in there. But Morgue File, if you're looking for something off kilter, it could be the place for you.
Off kilter. Gotcha.
It's just anytime I have something weird that I can't find on Unsplash, Morgue File is where I go. So
Nice. All right, cool. So we got fonts and graphics. And the first thing you have, I'm not very deep in this world, so I want to throw mine out and then follow you down the
Oh,
rabbit
that
hole.
sounds awesome.
So watch this one. I forgot to put on, but humblebundle.com.
Oh yeah,
It
Humble
is
Bundle is great.
definitely, in my world, it's known for gaming, but they do all kinds of software, books, everything. And I'll check them out from time to time. And I just bought a huge, I mean, it's probably worth thousands of dollars in design bundles for $25 is what I gave them. And I got, oh, it's just tons. I have yet to begin to download all the folders, and it's backgrounds and motion graphics and fire graphics and, just game assets, these kind of things. Like, okay, I might not touch the game assets, but I'll definitely do the 1,000 pack of motion backgrounds. I'll definitely dive into the 100 pack of steel plate backgrounds, and so yeah, so just keep that out there. But when I saw design bundles, I was thinking of that. Fonts, I love just Googling font. There's so many different good font sites out there that if you want something like for the Wise and Nerdy logo, we were looking for the Balatro, which is a game, Joker font. And I just Googled it real quick, or went to my assistant, I forget which, and said, hey, we'd like, and it found some that were the right font, everything, and it downloaded the pack for free, and you got to upload it to OBS and other places, and it was cool. So that's as much as I know about fonts and designs. Other than sometimes you'll find a font on Google you can't use anywhere else, or Adobe has their own proprietary fonts. Yeah.
So there's a lot of proprietary fonts out there. So just know that. So if you download a font from the internet, make sure that it's a font that you're able to use, because just like cease and desist with other things, you can have the same problem with fonts. Just saying. So if you're using ones that are on Canva, you're going to be good. So if you see us like looking off to the side while each other's talking, it's because we're trying to get these lovely links up here. So design bundle and font bundle, I think, are the two. And Charles, I'm going to let you do the
Yep,
the
I'm
link.
popping them now.
Okay. So both of these are websites that have really good free things that are like once a week they'll have like a free design, and they'll not let me into Twitch. Okay, so not getting into Twitch today. Just letting you know. But let me go see one of these. So like on font bundles, it has a bunch of different fonts you can buy. Matter of fact, I'm going to start looking again because I need to update Tyra Burton. And I'm going to look here for fonts, and they'll have them. And then they also have sales where they're like 99 cents. They have unlimited downloads ones. And they used to always have a free one every week. So I'll have to look and see if they still do that. But love them. If I'm going to need to buy a font, this is where I'm going to go to do that. So like cute handwritten bundle, $13.60, and it has 15 different fonts in it. So, and I like having a font for my name that I own and that I upload. Same thing with design bundles are going to be artwork that you can buy that then gives you a license for you to use that. So,
Envato, Envato, is a one-stop shop for a lot of things like this. They've got stock video, stock audio, pictures across various things, and that's one I use my buddy's account. Because he doesn't really use it anymore, but he pays for it. So like, cool.
Hey, let us have that.
But I go anytime I'm developing an intro for a new show, because I'm helping a bunch of people produce their shows, is I'll go there and I'll start looking up styles, and they literally come with commercial licenses to be able to post your stuff up on YouTube. And I'd have to look up what it costs, which I will look up.
$16.50 a month, unlimited downloads on assets, lifetime commercial license.
That's really good. If my buddy starts paying for it, I'm ready, man. I could pick up that bundle right now, because I'm telling you, it is really, really good at finding, and it pays their artists, right? Whatever you download, you get pieces going to the artist.
It's got royalty-free music, stock photos, video templates, and that's actually one thing we did not include here, which we should. If you're gonna have, $16 is really good. If you're going to have intro and outro music, find a musician. Just do.
Yeah, if
I
you
have
can,
intro and outro
absolutely.
music. Groove is for Life did mine for Geek Meets Social, and you just find a musician. But if you there are some Creative Commons places where musicians have put up their work, find some real stuff. Um, Lastly, I'm going to say Wordmark. Charles linked it for you in the show notes. What Wordmark allows you to do is see what a font looks like what you want to type. So, like if I got Tyra Burton, it will show me what it looks like in a bunch of different fonts.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
that's what I like about it. It's just something easy because I don't know about you. I hate having to change. It drives me crazy on Canva. I wish Canva had a function like that. It would make me happy.
Yeah,
So,
I hear that, and yeah, that does drive me crazy on camera having to kind of okay, I've got the word, and as I scroll down, I can watch it change, and that's cool.
but
But that's where you okay. So in the development of our stuff, our logos, Tyra sent me a square with a ton of different fonts in it, and I was like, five, that one right there.
I was
So
like, and you have no idea how many I've looked at to get to
yeah.
5.
So we have a choice, Tyra. We are
What are
hard
we
pushing
at?
an hour
Oh, we
right now.
are.
So we can do one of two things. We'll finish out inspiration, of
Yeah,
course,
let's do that.
but then we can either speed run the
Oh
real
no.
service, or we'll just put a part 2 in
Let's do a part 2
and come
because
back.
what we have left after inspiration is process and organization and using some AI tools that we both like, websites, miscellaneous stuffs. We can close out if there's anyone we want to talk about that's not that we feel like we gotta
Well, like
include
we should
here.
add the one you want to try is meld. We'll add that to the list,
Definitely, I
and
added
yeah,
Meld to the list.
yeah.
So the thing I actually am gonna talk about one thing, but I'm gonna go back up to inspiration and finish us out with the 2 things that I look at. Charles's absolute favorite, almost as favorite as dad jokes,
Oh, come on,
is
you're killing me.
days of the year.
It's
I
not stupid, but it's like, oh my god, every day has 50,000 things it can be.
Today is Cow Appreciation Day
So go eat more chicken.
or National Freezer Pop Day or Be a
What?
Kid Again Day. I love these.
Why?
These are great.
Why?
Tomorrow, if you're looking, it's Fashion Day, so get your fashion on. National Dimples Day. I can't participate. I don't have one. Why is our station boo saying moo? Yes,
Because
moo
it's
for
Cow
Cow Day.
Appreciation Day.
Um, Wednesday is also National Sugar Cookie Day.
Okay,
I'm just saying. Uh,
sure.
my favorite is going to be July 10th, which is National Kitten Day.
Tastes
And
like chicken.
for many of us, July 17th is National Tattoo Day. So
You know
I'm
what? It's
just
not. As you're saying, it's like, you know what? I could do dumb videos off of all of these, and it might get me to do
absolutely.
more
I mean, it's
content.
just a matter of finding something that gets you creative juices flowing, one way or another, shall we say.
And then you have Brainy quotes.
Brainy quotes. I love brainy
I've
quotes.
used that in the past, I think.
You can just go and look like, let's say I don't want to do any of those. Let's do something. Let's do love. Just let's close that. Okay, we didn't like that. Brainy quotes is verifying I'm a human. So Alfred Lloyd Tennyson said, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all."
You know what would be fun? And you can find quotes on all this stuff, or by direct people.
Yes.
What I used to do, I should bring it back, but do it as a TikTok and Instagram and short, whatever. Is I used to do the caffeination, like inspiration is the caffeination of the day, and I'd take quotes like that. Uh,
He's gonna destroy
okay,
it.
like Will Rogers here. Will Rogers here says, "I'm not a member of any organized political party. I'm a Democrat," says Will Rogers, and I would put his quote up there, and it says, I'm not a member of any organized political party. I just need my coffee." Will Rogers ish. And I always put ish right behind their name. And I did that on Instagram in my early days
See,
of
that's
being on
kind of
Instagram.
cute.
And it was fun.
Thomas Monson said, "Choose your love, love your choice."
Love it.
I mean, that's some really good stuff. So that's why I like Brainy quotes, is you can just go in there and drop in and do that. So
But I believe he really said, choose your coffee, love yourself.
Well, there is that. And
Ish.
I obviously chose my coffee today several times and maybe more than I
Look,
should have.
on the 20th, when you want me to take you home, just go ahead and pre-bring me a homemade venti caramel macchiato with oat milk. Thank you.
I can give you one when you drop me off. So,
So, and
uh,
I linked Brainy quotes up there as well for everybody.
I like Brainy quotes. So, what is the one thing that we did not mention that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm going to deep dive into. Okay, I just saw it. Oh, a workaround for Canva. Okay. You know, I'm a big fan of ChatGPT, and I pay for it. I pay for the pro.
But he finally has pro people.
Yeah, and they being ChatGPT or whoever has partnerships with a lot of their people, and as part of my membership, I can use that. So I'm not paying for Canva Pro, right, to use their stuff, but I can go into ChatGPT and I went, and honestly, I found this to work better than when I did pay for Canva Pro. But when ChatGPT found the module or whatever they call it for the thing is Canva, I said, hey, I need some suggestions on this logo, and I'm a visual learner, and it gave me 3 suggestions. And I kind of like the style, and I clicked on it, opened up in Canva, and then I was able to go and edit and change it and do whatever I wanted as I get a frowny face from Tyra. But you can absolutely get ideas.
Yeah.
Still using the stuff
Then-
appropriately.
Yeah, sure. Don't steal art. That's all I'm going to say. We actually had a discussion when we started this whole process
Yes, we did.
of Tyra's boundaries with AI.
And that's fair.
And he's been very good about that. And one of our boundaries is that we say when we use it. So,
Yeah.
we
Like
use-
all the show notes are done by ChatGPT at the end, like the ones that go out
Right.
on the media. Like, and they come from the hand done notes that Tyra and I make, and then the transcript from the video.
And he
So it
takes
is.
it.
How do I say? These notes were empowered by AI.
Right, and I'll
Yeah.
take that. I think that's fine. And but they're not writing the show for us. So like
No.
when
yeah.
I created our show template, I said, "Hey, I need these things," and then it came up with a nicely formatted template with me with its favorite thing, better known as emojis. It's in its emoji era, people.
Yeah. Yeah, it drives me crazy. I hate
Earth
it.
Station Boo, can you throw up your quote that you did at the beginning because I didn't see it?
Oh, I got you. I can grab it and throw it up.
Thank you. So I'm going to tell you guys about the thing that I just bought. This is going to be my topic wrap up. I bought an e-ink device.
And for those of us at home that aren't really sure what that means, what does that mean? E-ink device.
E-ink means that it's a digital electronic surface that I write on with a pen that doesn't
Okay.
have a real tip, but it has a tip. And I'm going to write hello.
That
to
sounds like you're writing.
Doesn't it? And it feels like it also has a feel of paper, the surface. And so it takes my scribble and
Hello,
then
Charles.
it will send this to me in text form.
Mm.
And that's what I love about it. Because one of the things that, as a writer, I will be absolutely honest, as a writer, for me to be able to do this wherever, whenever, like I can sit in bed while Shane sleeps and put this on night mode and I can still write, which is awesome. So it makes it so I can do that. Plus, how many of you out there in Be Awesome Land take notes about things and then you lose the mothers? Because it's a random sheet of paper, right? And I can't find the sheet of paper, or it's one of the 400 notes in my phone. And so this has a process where I can make folders. Oh,
Nice.
that's not
Nice.
it. Let me get back to
Hey, actually, I think I saw a student with one the other day. Can you also put basically PDFs and write on them?
Yes, you can do PDFs in here and write on them. I
Yeah.
can also
See, I had to sign off on his documentation. I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" And I think it was an e-ink
Oh, I did it again.
notebook.
I keep clinking my notebooks. There they are.
Clinking.
So I can put
Okay,
things in
nice.
different file folders. So for me, it means I'm not going to lose my notes. It is a Kindle Scribe, so I did have to go through the Kindle universe because I was looking at Remarkable notebooks in box, and all of them were $700 to $900.
That's a lot.
That was a lot of money for something. I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to use this. And this was still not cheap. I'm not going to be, it was, list price was $450. I paid about $240 after I got it on Prime Day sale with a 20% coupon for turning in an old Alexa. So, but for me, that was worth it. And I can tell you within 2 days, it has changed my writing. I've written more in the last 2 to 3 days than I have in the last month. I
That's
did,
beautiful.
and Earth Station Boo, just Charles used Rocketbook.
I did. Sorry, I was sitting on her quote. So let me hit that real quick and I'll come down to what they're asking. So what she put at the beginning of the show, skills can be taught, character you either have or you don't have. Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. Moment of silence again. That I swear
Yeah.
that was one of the deaths that really hit me hard.
Yeah.
He's an amazing man, or was.
Yeah. Earth Station Boo uses ChatGPT to figure out SEO optimization and stuff. We're going to talk about that in the next episode that we do about apps. Rocketbook. I used Rocketbook. Now, here's my thing where I figured out by myself is I never go back to my notes. Now, when I'm typing, like I've tried to start writing a book in the past and different things, and I'll type that I might go back to, but handwritten stuff, it's a muscle memory thing. And so I'll write on scraps. And I did get a Rocketbook going, okay, I'm going to be in these meetings. I'm going to handwrite my notes. And then I'm going to do the Rocketbook thing, which is scan it, and it'll put it up in the cloud, and it'll translate it. So I have the photo of what I wrote by hand and then the actual translation into typing. I still didn't end up going back to those notes very often either. So for that's what I learned about me is even my AI note taker, I will only go back to it if there's like actionable items that I need to follow up with somebody with. I'll go ahead and have it transcribe the meeting and then send me the items, and that'll just go into Asana or whatever. But for the most part, that's why I struggle to find even a to-do app that keeps me on task, because I'm using Notes in my phone right now, which Notes is the best thing I've ever used because I'm always using it to scan things in, doing stuff. But even then, I don't always go back to it to go, okay, what do I need to work on? So I'm trying to find something that just clicks.
Asana or Finch? I use Finch. And I'm actually using this thing because one of my things was I need to prioritize every day. So I can look at something and go, okay, here's my priorities for the day. And so I take my Finch app with my to-do list, and then I come here and I do my priority list. Rocketbook didn't work for me because I would smear it with my hand. I would never erase it. It would... Man, and I had a lot of Rocketbook stuff. So if you're still using Rocketbook, I might have some stuff I can give you at DragonCon. Let me know.
I like those pins. The friction ball pins are pretty cool.
So I do want to say something. Do you know what I want to say, Charles? Do you have any idea? Home? Well, almost that. My trackpad battery life is low, and you should charge it. Plug it in. So I'm doing that right now. But outside of that, I would like to say that our unknown sponsor for the day, or free sponsor, shall we say, is Earth Station Boo from the ESO Network, the spooky kooky podcast where they talk all things horror, from their favorite pieces of media to in-depth looks at your favorite monsters. Join the haunted host, Shannon, Lisa, and Karen as they dive into the dark and mysterious corners of the weird world. Oh, it's not weird. I'm sorry. I laughed about the weird. Corners of the world of horror. Let's get spooky.
You put the spin on it at the end.
So go check them out because they've been great supporters of us.
And as we wrap up, now is a chance on live for you to type in topics you'd like to hear. And I think the biggest takeaway, Tyra, so far in this one is find what makes your brain happy.
Yes.
And if people are going to yell at you for it, like AI, just don't tell them you use it.
Yeah. Unless they're your partner.
Well, you don't yell at me. We have adult honest conversations.
We have adult honest conversations.
But there's people who go like, rah, and shake their fists. I'm like, well, I tell them especially like, no, I used AI to name my kids. Come at me, bro. Just because I like to start a fight, but that's not the thing.
Your kids are too old for that.
I know, exactly. See? All right.
So do you know what my takeaway is? Almost the same thing. It's almost the same thing. And what's funny was I just did an interview with Wallet Hub about something not related to this at all. Travel insurance when you're renting a car, if you should get insurance on the car. And one of the things I said was that if it makes you have less anxiety and it helps your mental health. Spend the money. So like
All right.
when I'm in Ireland, I buy the extra coverage for tires, windshields, and rims because their roads are
Mm.
freaking narrow, and you scrape a curb in no time. You're going to scrape a curb. And so I buy the
Mm.
insurance because that way I don't have anxiety. That way my mental health is better. So for me, I'm not going to be doing OBS because that will not make Tyra have good mental health.
Right.
So choose what works for you, just like Charles said, and do it for your health, mental health.
Mm. I want to follow up on that on the Patreon after. Not because
Awesome.
I don't want you freebies to have it. I love the freebies. The freebies are our friends. I do the freebies all the time. But also, I don't want to drag this show out. We're going to talk for another 10 minutes anyway. So
So, do we know what our topic for next week is, Charles?
it is pick a hand. It doesn't matter which hand you pick because it's either going to be something about Kickstarter because we've been trying to get
That's
somebody
true.
on.
Yeah, we got two
Or-
people reach out to.
Yeah, they haven't followed up yet. Or it'll be part 2 of apps and
That works.
productivity.
So
and
get
this
ready.
thing.
We'll let you know as soon as we do, which hopefully will be
Yeah.
before 6 hours before we go live.
So here's how you find us, right? The website is beawesometogethershow.com. It's still in building. We don't have anything
Don't
there.
go there. Go to Linktree. Go to Linktree.
Go to Linktree, linktr.ee/beawesometogethershow. And you can find the cool stuff there. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Email us, beawesometogether@gmail. So this is your chance, listening at home, watching this later, to email us your tools that you love or the questions that you have about the things that you want to know about. Where do digital babies come from? Well, when one podcast comes together, anyway. Sorry, Tyra, I just went off in left field there.
What
Coming
the
back
hell,
to it.
Charles? What was that?
I don't know what that was. That was the sign that it's time to go home tonight.
You're scary some days. I just want to say that.
Well, thank you everybody for being out tonight. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones.
Oh,
If you want to,
Where can they find you, Charles?
oh yeah, they can find me on Linktree/RGOP42. Thank you, Tyra.
You're welcome. And you can find me at tyraburton.com because it's just easier.
And you find me at Linktree/wise_and_nerdy.
Oh yeah,
Well,
definitely
just
check
be
them out.
Wise
They're
and
getting
Nerdy.
some cool stuff. Okay,
So,
now I
all
didn't
right.
mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. So tell your peoples that, hey, you want to know how to really get ahead in digital media. You want to do your thing. You want to create in a world that you're unsure of. Come, let's be awesome together. Tyra and Charles have got you all night long.
Surf the chaos, people. Ciao.
Groovy.